Hey, hi. I am working on, I guess the current term for this is bushcraft. We used to call it campcraft, right? Doesn't matter what you call it. I remember being a tiny little girl and being kind of obsessed with the idea of building things out of wood. There was a joke in my family that our go-to methods for fabrication for my sister were cut it up and scotch tape, and for me, make it out of wood. Anyway, so on the Vermont Venture Challenge, there was a couple of items about campcraft, or the term of art these days is bushcraft. But one of the items was to build a camp table from found wood, like beaver cut and driftwood. Downwood and rope. And I'm using a really good high quality household twine, which, although it's only rated 8 pounds, it actually holds up really well, even though it's not completely unreliable. It has tooth, so it holds lashings really well. But if when I'm done with these things, they fall apart after a while because lashings will come loose if not maintained. But one of the real benefits about using a twine instead of a paracord is that twine's biodegradable. And when the items that I build stop being useful, they can be used for firewood, birds can use them for nesting, and it's all biodegradable. So it's a nice hobby, but it's low impact. I'm working on a square lashing here. I'd have shown you more of the building of this particular piece, but I don't really know how it goes. I'm experimenting. I know how to make a basic tripod and a basic table. But what I'm trying to do here is make a chair that reclines. I know, hardcore, right? The thing is about building a chair that you don't really know how it works is you gotta keep sitting on it to test how it goes. Which means you have to be willing to fall on your ass a lot. And yesterday I worked on it until I was pretty much sick of falling on my ass. And then I quit. I got a square lashing going here. And the idea is you wrap over and under, and then you put these tightening wraps on, which make the thing pretty solid. I got to redo the one on that end, which is not unusual that you got to redo the first one, because it was in place while you weren't really knowing what you wanted to do with it. But the main idea here is that this piece, this supporting piece of my A-frame, moves. And so the seat part here also moves, so that as this A-frame comes forward or back, the whole construction can kind of change shape. And I'm working on finding a way to catch that ridgepole. And I think this is all cherry that our friend the beaver thoughtfully cut for us. And so I'm working on first getting the sitting surface, and I'm not sure this is going to be the sitting surface, but it's at least the frame of the chair. But I'm thinking of maybe making a sling to make it more comfortable. We'll see how that goes. First, I just want to work on a chair frame that is adjustable in position. And that is so far being a little bit of a challenge for me. But, you know, it's not like I don't have time out here to mess around with stuff and find out what works and what doesn't. So I'm learning a lot about the geometry of chairs, the effects of gravity. Tying another clove hitch here to tighten this one off. I see a lot of people using overhand knots. The really diligent ones, I think, use a clove hitch and then a finishing overhand knot just to keep everything in place. Because a clove hitch is a really beautiful friction knot. When you get it really tight, it doesn't give much. I'm just going to go around once. And once again. Just a little overhand knot to take up my loose end. Make a little bit of a stopper. Oh, another good thing about household twine is it's cheap. So you can experiment a lot with it. There we go. There's a nice tight lashing. Yeah, and that one's going to need to be redone. So that's my chair project, and I'll show you more about it as it goes along. The ends from the twine, they make really good tinder when I go to light my toasty fire later on today. Talk to you later.